What has the conversation, if there's been any conversation with him, been like?
It was good. I had a conversation with him the other day, or I don't even know when, but at some point. But it was good. He expressed his ideas, just got to know each other. His kind of vision of how he wants to play, and areas that he thinks we need to improve on. But for the most part, it was just just getting to know each other first, kind of conversation basis, and wasn't a deep dive. He said we'll get into that later, but yeah, it was good. It was a good conversation.
What was it like learning that Wilfred was going to be leaving and knowing that you'd be getting a new coach?
I think it's something that in this profession is always gonna happen, especially when you have high level players, high level coaches, coming through this building and being able to work with them day in and day out. So it wasn't a surprise because I know how good of a coach he is, that people are going to be interested in him. So yeah, it wasn't anything I wasn't shocked by, I would say. But obviously always sad, tough to lose someone that you worked with and worked well with.
Was it nice to know that Phil was staying? And a lot of times when coaches leave, a lot of staff ends up departing, but Phil was one of the few staying. What was it like knowing that he was going to be staying here?
It was obviously for me, it's a blessing. When you have a relationship with somebody like that, and that is going to push you, and his work style and the way he likes to work. It's good. You don't have to learn a whole new routine or anything like that. So yeah, very happy to have him still on the staff.
And just what's been your biggest focus of the season? I know there are ups and downs last year. Just the off season, what were you focusing on?
Just consistency, and just being able to come in this year with a clear mind, being 100% healthy and ready for whatever is going to this year's going to bring. Every year's a new year, and there's going to be new ups and downs, but just trying to be at the best of my ability right from the get-go.
Were you still dealing with the aftermath of that injury that you had in Charlotte throughout the rest of the season?
I wouldn't say dealing with it, but just more so just the mental roller coaster of it all. Always having that in the back of your head. At first it was trying to get my body just to being back to trusting it and being back to where I wanted to be. And I felt like, it took me a while, but I eventually got there. And sadly, the season ended, pretty soon after that. So, yeah, that was my goal this year, was just to kind of come in and just be right where I wanted to be right from the get-go.
And you kind of came into your own yet again in the latter part of the season. You combined that with stints with the national team. Now we've moved into a World Cup year. I mean, this is sort of similar to winning the Cup in 2023, where you've got the body's working, the mind's working, the game's on, and now you've got even bigger things to look forward to, don't you?
Yeah, obviously it's out there, the World Cup being this year, but trying not to put focus on that, because I think if you look too far ahead, you lose focus on the present, and that's been something I really wanted to focus on, was just not worrying about what's going to come. God's got a plan for me, and just focusing on the day to day.
Phil's back. So is Evan Bush.
Legend.
What was your expectation, I'm sure, was that he would be back for another year, right?
Yes, yeah. I've had many conversations with him. Obviously, him and I are really close, and yeah, he told me pretty early on that he was going to come back if everything kind of worked out, the way it was projected to work out, and so yeah, very happy to have him back, and he's definitely a good guy for this, not just the goalie group, but for the team as well.
Thanks.
How do you mentioned kind of keeping World Cup thoughts out there, but I mean, that seems pretty big, the potential, but how do you balance that? How do you separate like what could be coming with you want to be focused on now?
If I'm not focused on now, then I'll have no chance at the future. Honestly, that's the way I've kind of approached it as of late, and not just if I'm not playing good here, I have no chance. So for me, it's just focus on now and focus on this team, the new staff, and just trying to be the best of my ability. And yeah, like I said, God's got a plan for me, and just gonna let that take over.
Do you have any indication from Henrik yet about how he'll use goalkeepers? Obviously, you were very involved with your feet and stuff. We talked to you about that early on in your career with Wilfried. Do you see that continuing? Do you see things changing? Just have you had those conversations?
Yeah, I think it's if you look at his teams at Malmo and so forth, they like to play. Is it going to be as much as it was with Wilfred? I don't know. We'll see what happens. But from the conversations we've had, it's goalkeeper's an additional player and can be a +1. And if I can help exploit the game, then I'm going to do so. But if not, if I don't need to be involved as much, then that's just the way that the game's going to go. But yeah, I think so. It's going to be a similar way, if I had to guess.
When we talked to Sean about having Laurent back around, he seemed pretty excited about it. You obviously knew him during his time here. Just your reaction to having him back in the building?
Yeah, it's awesome. Sean and I were talking with him after practice yesterday for like 30 minutes, 25 minutes, and it's just good to catch up with him. He's had a roller coaster since he's left here, but we know the kind of coach he is, and to have a guy like that with his knowledge and his passion for the game around us each and every day and wanting to help us grow as players and to help him grow as a coach, it's awesome to have.
Time for a couple more. Patrick, you mentioned coming in with a clear mind. How did you reflect back on the ups and downs of last season, and how are you approaching this year maybe differently than in previous years in your career?
Yeah, like I said, just trying to focus on the now, the present moment. I felt like sometimes last year I looked too far ahead and not be just where my feet are and be present in the moment. And I felt like that kind of got away from me, and just wanted with doing that, I've had more of a clear mindset, clear vision of just overall just general mentality throughout the off season, and just trying to enjoy each and every moment that I've been given. So that's really been my focus, and I think if I'm doing that, then I can be at my best.
Was that a gradual realization, or did you have maybe an aha moment during the off season?
A little bit of gradual, but it was something that I felt like towards the end of the year I started to find that that happiness, that peace of just focusing on myself and just being present. Whatever happens, and just letting the best version of myself come out and not looking too far ahead. And yeah, I felt really good about it. And so when I went into this off season, I really focused on that and just focusing on each and every training session or lift or yoga session that I was doing, or just spending time with family, just trying to enjoy it all and embrace it all.
Do you yoga all the time, or is that a recent thing?
I do it all the time at home. Just got to start doing it more here, though.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Everybody set? Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, guys.